We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. And we decide where it should go and by what route and how fast. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are.
Hey everyone, welcome once again to yet another episode of Two Noobs Talking. It's episode number 82. And with me, of course, are my two good friends and co-hosts, Mr. John Tracy and Mr. Steve Murray. I am, of course, Matt Craig. Guys, how you guys both doing tonight? Hello?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. It's during the draft. We're during the draft, so let's get the thing going.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's crazy.
I thought we had an agreement that you were supposed to wear the number of the episode.
I did look in the closet for an 82. I couldn't find one.
We don't have one.
Closest I found was 26, but a little bit
2
off.
plus 6 is 80 plus something else over there might be 2. There you go.
Might be 2.
Steve's
That's
got
a stretch.
1. Yeah, Steve's got a 1.
Yeah, Steve's got a 1 and a 0.
10.
Yeah. 10.
We're close. If we take your 1 and add Matt's 26, I don't know.
We could be
You
here
add
for a
2
while.
plus 6. If you add 2 plus 6 and then multiply by 10, you get to 80.
Okay.
And then you
All we
add the
need there
2
is a
from the
2.
number. And you add the 2 from my
No, you already
jersey.
used that too.
Yeah,
No,
you already used that too.
You can
No,
use
yeah,
it
you
again.
already
Nothing
used
wrong
it.
with that.
Don't be a jackass. You already used that too.
But I don't have anything. I can't
I'll
even...
try not to be. Well, as customary, guys, who wore 82 in the city of Philadelphia? I keep saying who wore
That's
the
the
episode
second time
number.
you've done that.
I know, it's crazy. It's like
I'm getting a jersey just for once that it's going to say episode on the back.
I love it. That's awesome.
Ted Turner, his channel, his channel was like 57 or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he apparently one time signed a player, had him wear the number 57 and gave him the nickname Channel. So he could write Channel on the guy's jersey and it would be Channel 57. And he
Oh
got,
my
he got
gosh.
Dinged. He got
Oh,
dinged for that.
jeez.
But
Wow.
gotta give him points for trying.
That makes sense.
You have to give it at least a shot. That's for sure. That's funny. But we had a fair
That's why
number.
That dude hired a guy like Eric Bischoff.
Exactly.
Just for wrestling digs there.
Sports entertainment.
We did have a few fair number of players actually that were 82. Some on the Flyer side. So I'm going to give that over to Steve since he brought it up in pre-production.
I have to remember.
You remember?
Medvedev.
All right, Connor Bunneman and Yevgeny Medvedev.
There you
So
go.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Evgeny Medvedev. Him of the, hold on, pulling him up here. Well, he
I'll say
only played
2016.
1 year. 4
Yeah.
goals, 8 assists, and 12 points for the Flyers. 1 year. Age 33 when he played for the Flyers. So there you go.
Neither of those guys is going to make the Flyer Hall of Fame anytime soon. I don't think.
Unfortunately not. No. But we do have like a fair number of Eagles that wore 82. Some escaped our memories, but we were thankfully remembering after we found out who wore it. LJ Smith, of course, being one of the more recent ones that wore it.
There you go.
John's boy.
He had a Rutgers.
And he
He was. Yeah.
lead error tight end.
Yeah. Yeah. NFC champion. Not too bad. Of course, then we also had Torrey Smith wear the number for the Super
really
Bowl
likes
champion
him.
Eagles.
He ran really far.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what his job was.
And really fast, too. Yeah.
He caught the flea flicker.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, the NFC Championship. Yeah, he sure did. Yeah. Then we also had the current Philadelphia Eagle color commentator on the radio alongside Merrill Reese. One of my all-time favorites, Mike Quick. And I was looking up his stats, guys. You know, it was amazing what he did second and third years in the league. I mean, he like came out of nowhere and like I think he had 1,500 yards receiving his second year in the league. It's crazy. He was a hell of a player. I loved him a lot. I don't know about you.
Far better player than he is a commentator, but he's absolutely he's Philly, so that's why he's there.
Yeah. I think he made that call like we're bringing the Lombardi Trophy back home to Philadelphia. And it's like, you never had to begin with, Mike. I hate to,
we
rain on your parade. You never had it.
Yeah. This is not a rebirth of the organization.
Then we also had one that was really funny, Chris T. Jones, and I remember him a long time ago. But Steve, you had a classmate, is that right? Years ago,
I had a classmate at the same year he played for the Eagles. I had a classmate who had the exact same name.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah,
your classmate might have been a better player than him.
Might have been.
I do not remember anything about Christy Jones other than that green color, 82, and Jones on the back. Like, I just remember because it was always odd to me. Chris T. Jones. Like, they called him. It was.
That's a great question. I have no idea. He did last only 32 games in his NFL career. 80 receiving catches with 993 yards total. Scored 5 touchdowns. In the
so
1
his
year.
2 seasons were 1 season. The dude's great.
Yeah. In 1996, actually, is when he accumulated most of his stats. So there you go. He was targeted 114 times 1 year. And that was the 1 year that he did well. So he was the focal point of the offense, and then
that must have been a sad offense.
They were some bad teams.
There were some bad teams back then.
My dad
really
did a lot of gardening back then. Not football watching. We had a really nice garden.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, guys, let's go ahead and why don't we kick it off here? Topic 1 with episode 82. And I don't know if you've heard, but Elon Musk, the guy who's invented Tesla, shot up rockets into the moon that fail and all that kind of stuff. He has offered, and Twitter has accepted his purchase to buy them.
Yes.
At $43 billion. In order for it to be transformed as a private company. This happened, of course, this week. He offered to buy Twitter for $54 a share in a filing published this week. Social media company, according to him, needed to be transformed privately, which is very interesting. His direct quote, I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe. And I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy. Of course, this sent shockwaves throughout the entire world in the cesspool that is Twitter, with both the left and the right going crazy over this. The right with joyful glee going back and forth going, yay, 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 we finally will have a voice, even though they've always had a voice on Twitter. And the left being apoplectic, kind of going, oh God, this is going to be horrible. I'm leaving, all that kind of stuff.
Good.
Yeah,
exactly.
The greatest thing that came out of this, and this money well spent, is Sean King's off Twitter. Because Sean King's one of those dudes that paid for time on Twitter. So even if you didn't follow him, he would invade your space if you liked any type of politics. So him going away is just awesome because I don't have to do that anymore. Because when you pay for your space on Twitter, that's like one thing where I don't like you because I don't want to hear your voice. If I don't follow you, I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I follow Steve. Like, I want to hear what he has to say. I want to hear what Sean King has to say because he's paying money to be there.
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think of him trying to essentially even out the playing field on Twitter? Do you guys think it's a good thing, bad thing? What do you think?
You got to pitch it to one of us, man. You can't just kind of leave it open-ended.
I'll throw it over to you since you spoke, Steve. Go ahead. Talk.
Son of a bitch!
Steve got in trouble. I'm getting it.
Well, I think we talked about this a week or two ago.
Yep.
What's he really going to do? Everything he said, it sounds like he wants to keep the right crazies off of Twitter and is hoping the left crazies jump off Twitter because he owns it.
Yeah.
And what was that quote of his? He wants to use the bell curve.
Yeah, it's perfect because it's a great segue what you just said, Steve. Ben Shapiro, of course, was at Elon Musk immediately. Twitter should be politically neutral. WAPO and every left-wing blue checkmark. Something like, I don't know what that was. You guys are giving away your game. That was Shapiro's tweet. Musk responds.
I didn't understand that tweet whatsoever.
I have no idea. I mean,
There's
it's
a
Ben
lot
Shapiro.
of things Ben Shapiro says that don't make any sense. It's fine.
Exactly. And he talks like hyper. I don't know how he does it, but in any event, Elon responds, quote, attacks are coming thick and fast, primarily from the left, which is no surprise. However, I should be clear that the right will probably be a little unhappy too. My goal is to maximize area under the curve of total human happiness, which means the approximately 80% of people in the middle, end quote. Mm-hmm. I mean, yay.
Damn right.
Those are the types of things that you're hearing are great. Like what he's saying is great.
Yeah. It's huge. It is a massive, deal.
What did Jack Dorsey say about the former CEO? Because now he doesn't want it because now it's going to go private.
It's really interesting. This is Dorsey's quote. The idea and service is all that matters to me, and I will do whatever it takes to protect both. Twitter as a company has always been my sole issue and my biggest regret. It has been owned by Wall Street and the ad model. Taking it back from Wall Street is the correct first step, end quote. John, what do you think about that quote?
That makes sense. It's everything that naysayers that weren't the left and the right, like normal people, like Matt being one of them who isn't on Twitter, had said it was a cesspool.
Yeah.
And for Steve and I, who both are very, very thought moving into, we do not get involved in the whole cesspool. We get on there for what we need and we get out. And most people are like that. And I think Jack Dorsey saying that, it is his biggest regret because it turned into that kind of.
Yeah. I think it was probably we don't know this for sure, of course. We're just only speculating, but it makes me wonder what Dorsey's initial thought process was being the CEO of the company. In the fact that you have this social media giant rivaling Facebook, really. They were rivals back and forth. You could make a fair argument about that.
It's a good
idea. But it attracted the absolute worst in everybody in society. And you had Twitter bots, you had fake accounts popping up left and right. And you not only that, but then you also add in the political environment that we find ourselves in. And he's getting called before Congress and Capitol Hill, and he looks like he's homeless. I mean, he really does. And it's like, I'm sure this wasn't a part of his goal at all as a CEO. Having to block people left and right is not something he would likely to do. I mean, that's a gigantic grain of salt. So I think he is trash. No,
I agree, but I'm just saying, him saying that, it opens my eyes a little bit more to okay, so we all knew that it was. Because he's kind of happy to get rid of it.
Oh yeah.
Which is good.
I think he was thrilled to step down. I think he was absolutely thrilled to step down. And
I am not the biggest Elon Musk fan. In I don't want to see Elon running around purchasing everything because this dude still wants to operate on our brains. I'm not letting that go. I'm still my eyes on him. I like Teslas are cool cars. I will not buy one, but they are cool looking cars. I work up and down where his plant is, so I pass his plant probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Yep.
It's an impressive building, and God, he gets cars out fast. He's doing things that regular motor companies. I've been to Detroit. They don't do it that quick there.
Yeah.
He's doing it at a high rate of speed. I kind of understand, that he's good for certain things. My jury's out on him with Twitter. If he could get it back to get rid of the bots, get rid of the promotion, the bullshit, the same stuff that's going on Facebook that is annoying.
Yeah.
You get 17 sponsors before you even get Aunt Jan's opinion on the Eagles draft. You got to go through Tostitos chips. Buy the board game yet? Did you eat at Chili's? Like, Aunt Jan said something, and then you're exhausted about scrolling. Twitter's very similar to that.
Yeah.
If they could get rid of that, that would be, I would hope another billionaire would step up and get rid of Zuckerfuck, and maybe we could get these forums back and actually have conversations.
I would love that, John. The only issue that I would probably raise is the fact that the advertising that is on that Facebook, and on Twitter, it's contractually owned. You know what I mean? It's like to get rid of that
advertising is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No, but it could be, you can.
But if you can limit it.
Being a privatized company, he can decide where it's going to go. It won't just ultra infiltrate.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
what I think that's what happened with Twitter with promote, bot. Like there was nobody being like, this is not, I don't think Jack Dorsey understood or knew how offensive it was to people.
Yeah.
Over that course of time. And I think one thing Elon seems to, being a user, is looking at it from a user's perspective as an owner, which is a very interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Steve, do you think Twitter grew too fast in some respects or no? I know that's a hypothetical question, but...
No, I don't look at it as a grew too fast. I think the problem is just the same thing that happens with every social media site, is that people can abuse it because they can hide behind screen names and use it to mock and rip other people for no genuine reason, and to put out things that are outrageous without fact support.
Yeah.
And that's not
Twitter is especially susceptible to that, I think, because of the limited number of characters.
Yeah.
So it's easy to just fire off a 3-4 word, quote.
Piece of crap. Yeah. As opposed to, an actual thought process. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my one concern with Elon Musk is if he's going to get rid of the porn bot accounts, there goes half my followers. So we've got to be careful with that.
Two Noobs is followed by Steve now, if he gets rid of all.
There you go. I mean, I don't know how active our Twitter account is, to be perfectly. I mean, you guys would know. Not active at all? Okay, great. Okay.
I mean,
not very active.
It's active. It does post, but it's not by a human.
But there you go. Yeah, it's probably a bot that's doing it. So there you go.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Yeah,
but if that goes away, that'll be fine. Because the reason I don't like posting on Twitter is I don't want to waste that kind of time.
Yeah.
For nothing, because we get nothing from Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
We really don't. We don't get listeners. We don't get followers. We don't get we really don't get anything from it. So why waste the time?
Yeah, exactly.
And a thing like Facebook.
But then also too, like, why waste the time even tweeting? If you know that you're limited. I've always thought, like, if you have a thought, get it out. It's like, don't limit yourself to 140. And I know you could do threads and whatnot, but you know how much of a pain in the ass that is? It's like, you got to, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's like,
I still don't understand Twitter at its full capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody really does, unless you are really active on it. And God bless the 5-10% that are.
We got to have Tom on for a tutorial on how to use Twitter successfully.
Do a screen share on that. Who knows?
There's a reason I don't follow him on Twitter, and it's exclusively because he tweets way too damn much.
I found the other night, and this is not a shot at Tom because I love Tom to death. Love Tom every day of the week.
Yeah.
I was just scrolling on Twitter because I couldn't sleep, and I was like,
"That's your first mistake."
It's literally just me listening to Tom talk, and I was like, this isn't going to get me to go to sleep. He's gonna spark my mind. I'm gonna be out on the computer and I'm gonna be looking up wrestling facts. I need to close this shit down. That was literally my scroll. It was just Tom's thoughts. And I was like, I cannot.
I just got to put this away. Yeah.
Wait till Tuesday, because he's going to spark something in my brain about some wrestler that we knew when we were 8.
About the only thing that happened to me that was really cool on Twitter is when Brian Dawkins retweeted one of my tweets.
Oh, nice.
And that was based off of a Bible verse that, he kind of agreed with. It was kind of like, whoa, okay. It's like, who knew a Canton Hall of Famer would retweet me? That's pretty cool.
It could be cool.
Yeah.
Because it brings people really close together.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if it's going to be right away. And just for my closing point, I don't know if it's going to be right away. I don't trust Elon Musk that much. I mean,
the jury is definitely going to be out. I'm right there with you, Johnny.
Yeah, he's a smart man, but he does want to put things in our brains. And the more money he gets, the more likely that is. So I'm not
the glee. I think the glee that you see on both the extreme left and right is a cautionary tale, because it's like, well, more sadness on the extreme left, more glee on the extreme right. But the fact that Elon tweets back to Shapiro and says, I'm only focusing on the 80%. I'm not focused on you over here. That kind of a deal.
Real quick, just for our listeners, this was minute 2 of it being announced. I jumped on the trending just to take a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
5,014 RIP Twitter. 5,261 reinstate Trump. That is your left and right.
All right, guys, topic 2. And Ben Simmons didn't play in the playoffs, didn't play this entire year. What a saga Ben Simmons has left. From the number 1 overall pick to just being utterly trashed. Being questioned for his manhood and his desire to play. It really is amazing, guys. I mean, Steve, what are your...
They've not only pulled his man card, his basketball card. They've pulled his every card, his Versace card. Like, he can't do anything now. Like, he's been exposed from everything. They said it in that. He wants the life. He doesn't want the grind. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want what Allen had to do to become a Hall of Famer. He doesn't want to do that. No,
not even close. Steve, though, I think you shared a great tweet, or I think one of us did in pre-production. I can't remember, but it was from the Iron Sheik, and it's a picture. I'm going to show it up here on screen. It's just awesome. Ben Simmons, next time I see you, I show you what a bad back looks like, jabroni. And he's got the camel clutch
on Ben Simmons.
On Ben Simmons.
Thank God.
I mean, it's the Iron Sheik is just gold. It's just absolute gold right there.
I thank him for taking the time out from picking on Hulk Hogan to chime in on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also a great video. After the Nets were swept by Boston, Chuck made a comment about Durant, and saying if you want to be a championship, you got to drive the bus. You can't be a bus rider. And there was some back and forth, and KD came back at him, but the TNT crew was in on that. So they did something. I think it was from The Office.
Yeah,
they superimposed like the Nets and Steve Nash's head, and they were going on a trip. And then that part in and of itself was hilarious. But then Ben Simmons gets picked up, and he's like, I'm just playing hooky from work for a little while. And he looks up and he's like, uh-oh. Because he's on the bus with all his Nets teammates. There are guys who have had to have been stopped from playing because they're like, no, you're hurt too much. You can't, you're going to, And Ben is the exact opposite of that. And...
Absolutely.
I'm trying to even think, like, who else of our collective minds, guys, who else has exhibited this type of behavior?
Nobody. Like,
not to this extent, I don't think.
No, I mean, you had the TO thing, but I don't think it had nothing to do with the playing ability. It had everything to do with they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
TO played.
But after he did the amazingness of playing in the playoffs with screws in his knees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
ankle,
he did what we want Ben to do.
Yeah.
So T.O.'s not even on the list. He was pissed because he did what we expect Ben to do, and then they wouldn't pay him.
I think that's
not even the same thing.
Okay, the closest that just came to my mind was Jim Everett when he was playing for the Los Angeles Rams against the 49ers. And, I mean, okay, they're going up against, like, the 89 49ers, which is, like, one of the all-time great teams. As a championship game, he completely folded under the pressure, threw a ton of interceptions, sacks.
But he played.
You
don't even get to see Ben. Ben's folded under the pressure of practice.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't even.
Yeah.
He can't even get into practice to get in the game.
It's stunning.
He cut everybody off.
Yeah.
At the knees. These are millions and millions of dollars this dude just taking home, not doing a thing.
Is there any chance the Sixers will ever will not pay him, or is it under the collective bargaining that they have to?
Well, they didn't, because he filed for arbitration to get what is it, $20 million?
Something like that.
And I mean, even Stephen A. at this point is like, you're stealing that money.
But if I'm the Sixers, throw $20 million at him and just be like,
no. If I'm the Sixers,
I'll throw $20 million. I'll throw $20 million for this reason: do not speak. Do not. We are removing all your footage. I want all your jerseys back. You never played here. I'll give
I refuse.
Disappear.
Is that kind of like
I refuse? Don't give him that money. He didn't earn it. And you know,
he won't get
since this TNT thing that we just played Stop the Tape on.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Since then, now it was no longer the back. Now it's back to mental health again.
Well, that's his card.
Okay.
He plays that card.
That's the only card he's got left in his deck. It's a 7-2 offsuit.
It's
that's
the only card. It's also the only card people would be afraid to question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been pointed out too. It's like, well, what's the one area of the body that if you say it hurts? Well, no, not even that. What's the one area of your body if you say it hurts? It's hard to see on an X-ray or something. It's your back.
It's your back.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my back flared up. Yeah. Okay.
You could take $1 million. I've had back issues. You can have X-rays all the time.
Yeah.
You need to go deeper into the MRIs, into the CAT scans when you can't figure out from a X-ray. So if he's just like me, I just have a sore back every once in a while. I just get a little limp. He could be dealing with that. You're not going to find that on it. But my doctor's been like, you just got a sore lower back, bro. Get over it.
My point is, if you're looking for an excuse,
that would be a good excuse. Yeah, absolutely.
Back. And then when people are like, well, how'd you hurt your back? Oh, it's mental.
Yeah.
Which is
he's not going. I don't.
7-2 offsuit. Yeah.
If they have an arbitrator worth the money, he is not going to see that money because they're going to see through the ruse. When you look at everything,
I'm hoping
total, the whole timeline of everything.
Yeah.
There is no way he gets that money back.
He shouldn't. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. Yeah, he hasn't earned it. He hasn't earned anything this year.
Can you just go away?
Yeah.
Can he not be the #1 draft choice? Can we just forget that?
What I am really happy about is the Sixers have moved on past him. It's like, if they had lost the Toronto series, I think people would have gone nuts.
Yeah, but there's no reason to, because I don't care if I have an old James Harden. And I've heard all the excuses that Philly fans have thrown out. Oh, well, maybe we didn't know
he's not the James Harden of Houston. And I'm like, so what? You have James Harden.
We don't have Ben Simmons. I'm happy.
Bingo.
When it comes to the longevity of the team, I'm cool with that trade. That trade was getting out of it.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with making this team better, because this team was pretty good without Harden on it and without Ben Simmons on it.
Yeah.
Most of the year. So I'm not worried about if Harden plays well or that. Like, that's not how I'm looking at it.
Everything
over.
Everything runs through JoJo.
Yeah.
And you have Harden in a supplementary role. I don't think you could have asked for anything better than that. And, by the way, they blew out Toronto in Game 6. Blew them out of the water in Game 6.
That's an A+ if you look at it, because you don't have to deal with Ben Simmons anymore. And you might have a James Harden that might have one more run in him. Right. That might just turn out to be A+.
If you get 20 to 25 out of James Harden, I think that's pretty darn good, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, that's probably pushing him, but even if you get 18 out of him.
Yeah, that's his max at this point.
Yeah.
If he can facilitate and make Maxey a better player, which he did in the last game, just keep doing that.
Just keep doing that.
Yeah, at least it's not fucking Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Thibault, and you got Tobias, and I mean, come on.
Ben Simmons couldn't bring Maxey a energy drink in the middle of the game, because he was too incompetent to do that. At least we got a guy on the court that can throw him a pass every once in a while.
By the way, Ben Simmons was showing up, very sharply dressed for those first 3 Brooklyn games, he wasn't anywhere on the bench on Game 4.
Yeah.
Why was that?
If you're KD or if you're Kyrie, like, what do you do? Really, seriously.
Well, let's not bring up Kyrie. Kyrie has his own mess.
Yeah.
I would, if I'm any of those players on Brooklyn, I'm looking at the management, because why the hell would you make that trade?
Yeah.
I want out of Brooklyn immediately.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking?
What are you doing? Yeah.
If we've learned anything this year, it's that LeBron and Kevin Durant may be world-class players, but they suck as GMs.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Because you know the Ben Simmons thing was a Durant.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
thought he could fix it, because him and Embiid don't get along very well.
Yeah.
I think Durant was looking at it. It was like, I can fix him. Yeah. You can't. Trust me, bro. You can't.
You can't. Exactly. And now, a word from our sponsor.
How many times have you been to a party only to be foiled by plastic dinnerware ill-equipped to handle anything tougher than a potato salad? Denny Dinette is the answer. No more bent fork splines or knives that can't cut a scoop of ice cream. Over the last few years, Denny Dinette has invested into the research and development of dinnerware made from a new space-age polymer that allows you to reclaim your meal at an affordable price. These utensils are unbendable. Just watch as I try. I just bent an unbendable spoon. Does that make me Superman? Away! Ow!
My gosh, Steve, how was that trip around the world, man? Seriously. Was that a little rough?
I didn't get that far.
Oh, you didn't get that far?
I think, yeah, I am not Kryptonian, as I assumed. I think we just got had by another sponsor.
Oh, my gosh.
And just so you guys know, second advertiser fired. We'll move on to the next one. I took care of that.
I think we need a pre-production meeting on these vendors, Johnny. What do you think? I don't know, but man alive.
Well, since it's Steve's life and limb, I think Steve's going to be handling this from now on.
Were you paying this one in something other than milk and cookies?
Apparently, Ben Simmons clips.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, let's go on. Topic 3. And since the NHL's regular season has come to a close,
mercifully,
Flyers, of course, have lost their last game. Thank God.
Oh,
what a season! That was horrible.
Looking for a win on the way out.
Yeah, exactly. We decided to have our own award show hosted by Steve Murray. So, Steve, the floor is yours, my good friend.
Oh, I forgot my bow tie.
Oh.
Yes. Well, so we're the NHL hands out awards every season, and I thought we could do the same, but it would be boring to go through like actual NHL award winners. So what I wanted to do was hand out some of the NHL awards for movie players.
Oh. Okay.
So we're doing players from any hockey movie. Can't be a documentary because that's too real.
Yeah.
But any at least partially fictionalized hockey movie, you are free to select whatever player you like for the various awards that the NHL puts out. And we're going to do 4 of them today.
There you go.
We're going to do the Norris Trophy for Best Defenseman. We're going to do the Vezina Trophy for the Best Goaltender. We are going to do the Jack Adams Award for the Best Coach. And we're going to do the Hart Trophy for the League MVP, which can be a different goalie from the Vezina Trophy goalie if you're like the NCAA.
There you go. Love it.
Nice.
Awesome.
So we have done this. So all 3 of us, we don't know who each other's picking. And we're not gonna pick a ultimate winner. We're just each gonna name our winners.
Perfect.
Which is so we're gonna start with the Norris Trophy, and as our resident stay-at-home defenseman, Mr. Craig, you get to go first.
Oh gosh. Well, this one was hard for me to be able to pick the best defenseman in a hockey movie. So automatically I went to the movie Miracle, and I was thinking of Jack O'Callahan as the best defenseman. Yeah, I just thought that
Play a little.
he could play a little bit, yeah, and did very, very well against the Soviets back then. That was such a great movie. I have that, of course, on Blu-ray, and I remember Johnny and I were talking about that movie in pre-production this week, and it was just like, yeah, I mean, that's just, you sit down and you just watch it, it's like, oh my gosh.
Very well done.
Such drama. Yeah. Wonderful.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, so your pick for best defenseman is Jack O'Callahan.
Jack O'Callahan. Yep, exactly. Yep.
All right, can you give me a moment from that movie that?
Absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, it's a big thing with him being injured and then being able to play in the medal round.
Yeah.
He does make a big hit in the Soviet game to get the first goal.
So I think that would probably be if I were to pick that moment, what you just said, Steve, would be it. The big hit to lead to the goal. As a perfect stay-at-home defenseman would do. You lay into that offensive player, turn the puck, get the puck up to your winger, and off you go. So there you go.
All right, Mr. Tracy, your winner of the Norris Trophy.
I am going with Russ from the Mighty Ducks because of the knuckle puck. The knuckle puck. Can't mess with the knuckle puck.
That's D2, right?
I think so, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot.
When he flips it up on the side, hits it, and
yeah.
Yeah, he was their ultimate weapon there. You gotta win the Norris if you're the best defenseman.
There you go.
Was that the movie where he puts on the goalie gear?
Yes.
Only to shed it like at the last second and then skate up with the puck.
Yeah, him and Reed, the big bruising defenseman from D1. It was a competition between those two, but I picked Russ because I thought the knuckle puck was more important.
Nice.
That was that against Iceland? He did that in the medal game.
I think so. I remember he showed him in practice, and then throughout the movie it like disappeared, and then all of a sudden it was like a thing again at the end of the movie.
All right, so you're going Russ?
Yeah, Russ Tyler, I think his name.
Russ Tyler. Okay.
Russ Tyler. Okay. Cool.
All right. My pick for the Norris is actually also from Mighty Ducks, and it's Fulton Reed.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't pick him then.
There you go.
Dude had a rocket shot.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he put the puck through the net or if he just shot it really hard. I think he might have put a goalie in the net.
I think that was it. I think he hit the puck, and the puck hit the goalie. Goalie carried him into the net with the puck. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah,
and he solidified those skaters on the Ducks when they were putting the team together because nobody could pick on them.
Oh yeah,
because Fulton was just gonna beat everybody's ass, like very Chris Pronger-esque. Like, get over here, come here, you touched him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, he was very Chris Pronger-esque.
There you go.
The attitude. The shot, the big burly rough and tumble defense.
It took when I was doing the research for this, those two they were neck and neck.
Oh yeah, wow.
Like Reed lost on the knuckle puck. Like if Reed had
That's awesome.
All right, well now we're going best goalie Vezina Trophy. John, we'll start with you.
There you go.
I'm going with probably the most obvious choice, Jim Craig of Miracle.
Oh, there you go.
That movie is literally, the cutscenes are around him.
Yeah.
You watch him save like 900 shots throughout the rounds of the series. It's always like, Jim Craig would have saved, Jim Craig would have saved. Like, it's constant. And that was the one that I remembered, like the one goalie that stuck out when I thought about it. I was like,
I can hear Al Michaels on loop.
Yeah,
like he said, Jim Craig with a save.
Craig with a save, yeah. He is
important.
not related to the Craig family on my side of the family.
He could be. You never know.
He might be a distant cousin, but I don't know. I mean, that's a long, long way. But yeah, that's really
all right,
cool.
Mr. Not Jim Craig.
Mr. Not Jim Craig. Yeah.
Who you got for best goalie?
Oh man, well I went Mighty Ducks route, and how could you not like Goldberg, man? I mean, seriously, the kid that's duct taped to the goalposts. Are you kidding me? Come on. It's the greatest prank ever. And and of course, like, he gets better as the season wears on, and they end up winning because of him. So it's no question Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks.
No matter which one you pick, D1, D2, D3.
D1, D2, D3, doesn't matter. He's in there, and
yeah, he was always he was one of the important players.
No doubt.
Well, yeah, but in D2 he got subbed out on the shootout. If you remember.
Oh, I didn't remember that. That's right. Oh my gosh.
Well, we did say movie, so if we just get rid of D2.
Exactly.
No, I'm not blaming the pick or anything at all. I think it's a good pick.
Yep.
Goldberg's a good choice. Good choice.
There you go.
Good choice. I also am with John. I'm going Jim Craig for the Vezina Trophy for the very reason.
Yeah.
Al Michaels, Craig with a big save. Craig. And I love the part. I love the part when Kurt. I just lost his name.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell playing Herb Brooks.
Herb Brooks. Yeah.
Whoever. Yeah.
When he confronts him.
That guy was playing whoever that guy was.
Yeah. That's a powerful.
New Kurt Russell. I couldn't remember Herb Brooks. Yeah. The whole point of the movie, Herb Brooks.
Great coach. If you don't know anything about hockey, look him up.
Yeah. Huge.
Great coach, but the Flyers did beat him in that 5 overtime game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I love the part in the movie where Herb Brooks goes to Jim Craig and confronts him, because Craig's not playing very well.
Yeah.
And Craig's
I might have to go with somebody else. And
are you picking on me because I didn't take your test? I'll take your test. Let me take your test. And Brooks is like, I want the kid who didn't take the test.
Love it.
And from that point on, he gets gets some serious mojo, and he goes in and they don't beat the Soviets without him in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In real life and in movie life, like that, he was a huge part.
Yeah, big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all right, no. Jack Adams for best coach.
Oh.
Matt, not Jim Craig.
I mean, we just loved on him just about a few seconds ago. Herb Brooks. I mean, you can't ask for a better head coach, even though those suicides would have been murderous to go through. Oh, yeah. The Herbies, as they were called. But, oh, my gosh, what a coach. What a leader of men. Herb Brooks, hands down, I think.
They may have been brutal, but they served a purpose.
They sure did. Yeah, absolutely.
It was conditioning. If you wanted to skate with the Soviets, you had to be the best conditioned team.
Yes.
And,
Me and Steve used to tell kids that all the time.
Yeah.
You want to skate? You better learn how to skate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without the puck. Because you do that all the time, practically.
In hockey.
Yeah.
I as part of my coaching, I get these trainings, and they make a point that there were studies done, like even at the NHL level, guys handle the puck maybe 60 seconds in an entire game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, total.
Yeah.
The puck is on your stick for 2 seconds and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why it always bothers us whenever we do play ice hockey, when guys hog the puck for 2 minutes and carry it up and down the ice. It's like, give me a break. Come on.
It's what you do. And this is all training. When you really take a ton of training, it's what you do with the moment that you have.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that is very interesting. Like coaches like Herb, he taught people things that wasn't in hockey before. It used to be beat people up and blah blah blah. This was like, hey, defensive hockey, which came along later on.
Yeah Huge, absolutely.
All right, John, so who do you got for best coach?
I did do Gordon Bombay.
Gordon Bombay, all right.
What the Mighty Ducks, the LA former failed hockey player comes back to coach some kids.
There you go.
It's a great story. I think there was nobody could play that character.
Yeah, I don't think
killed that character. There is no Gordon Bombay without him.
That's true. I mean,
it really isn't. He's just frumpy enough. He's just got the dumb haircut enough. He's kind of cool, but he's not.
You could definitely tell he had an athletic background, but now he's starting to let it go a little bit. Yeah.
You could tell he ate too many chips. Like he had a little bit of belly.
Yeah.
Good life lessons.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do we know? Did Emilio actually film his on ice stuff?
I think so. I think
he did.
I think most of it. I think he did have some kind of weird hockey background. Like he might have played, like for like when he was 6 or something. So like he like had some kind of love for hockey. I think I remember hearing him.
I think there was something about that. Yeah, I think he did have a love affair for hockey. Yeah. I don't know if he played, but I think he did have a love affair for hockey. Yeah.
He played a really good, dejected athlete. Didn't make it. Like it was a good, and became
good side story. Yeah,
a good coach.
Yep. Good side story.
Herb Brooks is actually kind of similar. You know, being cut from the '60 Olympic team.
Oh,
heck
and
yeah.
Dejected.
Yep.
And he had an axe to grind, and he wanted to make sure, he won.
Yeah.
My pick for Jack Adams is neither of those gentlemen.
Oh. That's interesting because they're the only two I had.
My pick goes to the man played by Paul Newman, Reggie Dunlop.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice. What a great character.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
What a great character.
Yeah.
And Paul Newman is on record as having said that Slapshot was like one of his favorite movies ever to do.
That's awesome.
But as a coach, a player coach, by the way,
yes,
he manipulated the hell out of that team to get them to where they needed to go.
He sure did. He
played that team like a fiddle. He used the media. He used the GM. He used everybody to get them to the championship game against the Syracuse.
No question.
So I could not pick a better coach than Reggie Dunlop.
There you go. Nice.
All right. So finally we get to the Hart Trophy, the MVP, the big one. Last won by a Flyer was Eric Lindros, I believe, in '95. Oh, we think Claude Giroux got robbed that year. Taylor Hall won it.
Oh, totally.
Yep.
All right, John, who is your Hart Trophy winner?
This was the easiest one of them all. It was John from Mystery Alaska, the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Played the Rangers in an exhibition game. He went through so much just to get a team onto the ice to play a respectable game. I went with him.
There you go.
I forget. Did they tie the Rangers in that game?
I think so. And then 2 dudes got minor league contracts from it.
Yeah.
It was one of those cool movies where hockey was a huge part of the movie, but it was like it was a love story / like how I'm going to build character story. It had all the stories, but hockey was important around it. But I remember that character just being, he seems like a Hart winner. Like he dealt with so much. And the fact that he even competed with a National Hockey League team in the movie, he deserves it.
Yeah. And that was Russell Crowe, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Russell Crowe played him. Yeah, John, it started with a B. I can't remember his last name.
He's Alaskan. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was a real quick name. Like you didn't really hear it most of the movie. They were just yelling at him most of the time.
Nice.
He was the leader in charge of all these misfits.
Nice. Oh,
he got Burt Reynolds pretty peeved, if I recall correctly, in that movie.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because some lawyer convinced the New York Rangers to come to Alaska. It's all a do in the town. Like, what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
If these guys are drunk, I can't get
them. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He got mad because he was like, why are you doing this to us? That's right. Well, that's a good winner. That's a good winner.
That's a good choice. Yeah, that is a good choice. Yeah.
All right, Matt.
This one was hard.
For the Hart Trophy?
I mean, this one was hard for me. I went Mike Ruzioni at first, and I was thinking, well, Neil Broughton had, decent game, with Miracle as well, but I got to go with the Hanson brothers, all 3 of them, the entire line. I don't think that's, I think that's unprecedented in MVP voting, but they made that movie. They made that movie 100%. Outside of Paul Newman, which I agree with you, Steve. No question. They were comedy gold. It was a hilarious movie because of them, and the tin foil the aluminum foil inside of the gloves. It was great. I mean, I was dying of laughter the entire time they were on there, and they were like, they were committing all sorts of egregious penalties. It was hilarious.
They were playing with their cars and
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was just one of the all-time great movies, and yeah, I have to go with them. I have to. With all three of them, get the MVP, no question.
I like the part when there's a couple parts. I like when they get in the pregame brawl, and they're standing there for the national anthem, all like bloodied already, and the referee is staring back at them like angrily.
Yeah.
And he goes up. He's like, "You give me any trouble, and I'm gonna have your ass thrown out of here." And he just goes, "I'm trying to listen to the fucking song."
MVP.
My other favorite part with them was when the guy throws keys at them, it was like a beer bottle or car keys or something, and hits one of them in the head.
Yeah.
And they go in the stands after him, and he's like, "Is that?" But the one guy loses his
glasses.
So he's like, "Is that the guy?" "Yeah, that's him." And he punches him. No, it was the other guy. So he's like, "Is this the guy?" "I don't know." He punches him. No, it was that guy over there.
Yeah.
Just
all right, my Hart Trophy winner is also from Slapshot, but not the Hansons and not Reggie. I gave Reg the Jack Adams as the coach.
Yep.
MVP is Ned Braden.
Oh, okay.
Because
Interesting.
he won him that championship.
He sure did. Yeah.
He was the one who stripped down, gave the show, and got the Syracuse so pissed off that they punched the ref and forfeited the game.
There you go.
Without that, they don't win the championship. And I still would love to know how in the world he got his long johns, which were under his cup, off without taking his cup off.
That's tough to do.
That is a feat.
That is called movie magic right there.
Ned was also a pretty good goal scorer. So
there you go. Yeah.
But that's my Hart Trophy. And those are our NHL champions. We salute you with
That's a great list. Love it. All right, guys. Well, here we are, the final topic of Two Noobs, episode 82, and it's another blind reaction. John.
Yes.
What's on your Twitter? What's trending, bud?
What is trending is the 83rd pick in the 2020 draft. The linebacker out of Georgia.
There you go. Nakobe Dean.
I was saying to my wife earlier, I really hope he became an Eagle.
There you go.
Yeah, he is the number one trending on Twitter. So what do you guys think?
I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
actually played.
I've been crying for this. We need linebacker help, and this guy is definitely one of the top linebackers in the league, or top linebackers in the country. I have it here on CBS Sports. Dean is a rock star on the field, does everything you want out of a modern-day linebacker. Instinct, speed, twitch, coverage, brilliance. Injuries caused him to fall. Awesome value if he can stay healthy. So, that's a quick write-up for him.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I love the pick. I mean, it seems like they're doing everything right. Knock on wood.
That's the weird part. That's what I think makes everybody uneasy.
Yeah.
It seems like they are doing everything right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
There are people who don't think they're doing everything right. Though, I mean, the pick they made last night, Jordan Davis, apparently he was not like an every down player at Georgia, so people are nervous about that. They're nervous about A.J. Brown. You know, why would he be available for a trade?
But you get that. But just talent-wise, I think there's an upside to everybody. At least
sure.
It's not downside.
At this time of year, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Mike Mamula pick. It's not a whatever that fireman was in the Andy Reid era.
Lady Watkins.
That's right.
The thing I like about the Eagles, and when they pick good players, you normally get a good 50-50 split. You know when you get like a Danny Watkins or you get a Mike Mamula, where it's just like everybody goes, oh, like collectively, you know that's a bad pick. So I'm okay with it. I see upside in everybody. Well, I don't know about this. I don't know about the center of Nebraska as much upside as everybody else does. But I think they picked offensive linemen well. But middle linebacker.
Hey.
At the third round. played at a major school.
Mm-hmm. Top defense in the country too.
Yeah,
One of the all-time great defenses in the country this past year.
I mean, injuries are a part of every sport. We could say that about every pick at every sport. You could say that about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Injury. I don't like how sports focuses always. He had some injuries. Everybody that plays sports has injuries.
Agreed. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, listen, I think they're on the right track, and I guess I'm in the minority on that one. It's fine. But AJ Brown's, when healthy, is a terrific receiver, and is going to really help Devontae. I think they're going to they'll shift the coverage over to AJ.
You have to.
Which would leave Devontae and Dallas wide open for a couple of opens. And if you're Jalen Hurts, you're loving that. You're loving that. Do you think Rager makes the team? Real quick.
Before you get into that, what is the relationship? Because apparently Hurts and Brown know each other.
They know each other very well.
Well, yeah.
From what? Like,
no idea.
Because I don't think they played. They didn't overlap.
No. He went to AJ Brown went to Ole Miss.
Okay.
I have maybe hometown, because he was at his draft when he got the phone call. They were hanging out in the backyard having a barbecue.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts was there when he got drafted 3 years ago.
And they must have been like friends or something along those lines.
I mean,
that they knew each other.
When you go to those like high level camps, in high school and college, you meet a lot of people. Yeah, and they could have just been friends, and he had,
you just never know. Yeah.
He's like, hey, you want to come to my draft party? Because we know you're going to get drafted in a couple of years. He was like, yeah, I want to come. Who's cooking the rib?
Just looked up AJ's stats here. 1,051 yards in his rookie campaign, 1,075 in 2020. 2021, he was hurt for 3 games, put up 869 yards, though, in those 13 games.
And I just want to make the point that 2 years were Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
And Marcus Mariota. So, I mean, you got 2 quarterbacks that really couldn't throw the football.
And last year, they were missing Derrick Henry for a big chunk of the season.
Oh, yeah.
A large part of the season, yeah.
What I think they tried to do in Tennessee was they tried to, revolve the offense around Julio and not AJ. So maybe there was the thought process there that, okay, if they do it around Julio, AJ will still count on him for 1,000 yards. Well, it didn't really happen. He got hurt and was missing 3 games. Came back, played in the playoff game against Cincinnati, and did very, very well.
But he still plays out like 800 yards, missing 3 games.
Yeah.
That plays out to about 1,000.
That's about 1,000 yards. Yeah.
You could walk that out.
Yeah, absolutely. That was 860, so that's like 140 short, and you're 3 games. So
I don't think I think it was all about money there. Yeah. And I think the Eagles were just willing to, hey, we got an extra first-round pick. This kid wants money. We've got money. Like, we need a wide receiver. It's a very easy lay for Howie. Howie does that, though, because
I think that's right.
Enough money.
I think that's right. And I did see video footage of Mike Vrabel did not appear very happy when the
deal was done.
Announced.
Yeah.
I think the kid can play. I think he can play a lot more than the national media wants. They like to throw shade on wide receivers. I'm optimistic about him. Like I said, I'm optimistic about him. That center, I'm confused. Like, we need offensive linemen. I'm confused, but I like what I hear about him, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
I'm just like, I wanted them to take Dean then, because he was like top 12 in the
fact that
on the board at the time in a 2nd round pick. I don't know what they knew. They obviously knew something I didn't know. I was like, dude, why didn't you take Dean there? Why didn't you take Dean there? The whole time, and they took him, and I'm like, okay, weird. And now they end up with him. That makes me really happy, because that's the player I wanted.
Yeah, they say about Juergens, the center they drafted out of Nebraska, quote, tremendous selection, even if he'll be Jason Kelsey's backup in 22. Juergens is an explosive, well-balanced mauler in the inside, checks the length box.
Yeah.
With more strength, he could be an all-pro type. Yeah. So, very high on this kid.
Long arms.
6'3", 307, by the way.
Woo!
He'll probably... He came from Nebraska, so he's easily slotted to be where Brandon Brooks was.
Oh, I would think so.
You would think if unless he's like a total fuck up, right? Like, he's got to like show up 900 pounds and doesn't care.
Which I don't think is going to happen.
Like he gives a bleep, right?
Yeah.
You'll probably plug him in at right guard.
Yeah, and you could probably move Dickerson to left, but
yeah, that's what the one NFL person said, that they love Dickerson next to Jordan.
Yeah.
And you've got Kelsey there. So if they love Dickerson there and you put this kid next to Kelsey on the other side, like you just got meat hooks that are just going to eat people.
Oh, yeah.
And you got 2 tackles that are great.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. We'll have to do an Eagle. We'll definitely do the annual Two Noobs Eagles preview once the schedule comes out. We'll have to take a look at that and see.
We're not going to know anything about anything.
Hey, we all hit on 9-8. We all hit on 9-8, Johnny. So I don't want to hear it. I mean, we're pretty good.
I hope
prognostication
through this Twitter with Dean being drafted. I hope I pick on a couple people a year in the draft that most of them come to the Eagles. Deuce Staley being one of them. That went with the Eagles. Deuce Staley was one I was super high on when I was younger. I was like, I just like the way that guy runs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this was when I started to see Dean footage in the first round, because they were talking about him a lot. I'm like, I want him to play for the Eagles. I really like that guy. Like, he just makes me happy to watch him play football. I don't know what it was. It was just, I just like to watch him play football. So
that's awesome.
The fact that I get to watch him play football now makes me happy.
There you go. That's what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. All right, guy. That was what was trending on Twitter. That's hilarious that it was the linebacker. That's great. That's awesome.
Maybe Twitter will give us something hard in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, who knows?
Look, it could have been worse. It could have been political, you know.
Exactly.
It could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess all the Trumpies and the Bernies take the Friday night and actually do something with their lives. Maybe.
Oh, there you
maybe.
go.
Maybe they're all on a
probably out to dinner at a very, very expensive steakhouse.
There you go.
They're not worried about Twitter tonight. But Monday morning they'll be in your ear again.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, that's it, guys. That wraps up episode 82 of Two Noobs Talking.
We did it.
18 to go before we hit 100 episodes. My goodness gracious, it's crazy. But as always, guys, it's great to be able to sit and chat with you both. And I guess let's go ahead and hit them up with our shameless plugs. John, where can people find us, bud?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. If you do that. I don't do that, but if you do that, we're there.
I don't do that.
We're on Clapper and TikTok. Thanks for all the love there. We put little short videos together for
our main YouTube channel. That's the Two Noobs Talking podcast. Like, share, subscribe, get notified whenever our new episodes appear on screen. How about that? And on the audio side, Steve, where can people find us audibly?
Audibly, people can listen to us through Podbean, but Podbean also spreads us out like tentacles on a specter octopus. We get into Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you get Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, things of that nature.
Or any variation of Spotify. It could be Spotify, it could be Bify, it could be Ify.
Maybe Elon can buy Spotify and make.
Oh, there you go. Maybe
dude, Elon should buy Spotify and fire Joe Rogan just to make the news interesting.
Exactly. Well, I thought he was going to hire Joe Rogan as the CEO of Twitter. I thought that was the latest of what I heard.
That would be the worst thing ever. Like, that dude needs to talk. Joe Rogan's good at one thing: talking and smoking cigars. That's his job.
Exactly.
And when he does UFC stuff, but I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about.
There you go.
He's got 800 different belts and things that I don't know anything about.
There you go. One final thing, our Two Noobs Talking website is, what is it? TwoNoobsTalking.wordpress.com. That's it.
There you go.
That's our show notes. That's where you can find everything that we've
only done this 82 times, Matt.
Sometimes I forget when it's 10:45 at night and I'm tired. But anyway.
That wants to go to bed.
I want to go to bed. Okay.
Let's sell this one out. Good night, Matt.
All right. Until then, guys, talk to you all guys next week. Take care.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be truly informed.